No, sir. I believe the charges were old, like as far as my knowledge of not knowing that I even had this warrant.
Okay.
Like I did not know I had this warrant at all until I got stopped by, in a traffic stop by the police officers. They pulled me over, asked me my name. We'll let you go, whatever like that. If you don't have any warrant, oh, here you have warrants for this charge or whatever like that. So I had no idea about anything dealing with this charge until I was pulled over in a traffic stop.
Gotcha.
And then when I was pulled over in a traffic stop and all that, went to court and all that, the defendant came, said that they lied on me and all these things like that. I haven't seen this person in over 2 years. Things like that. The DA dismissed the charges.
Okay. Violation number 6, you failed to provide proof of employment or pursuit thereof. How do you plead?
Guilty with a statement, sir.
Okay, tell us about it.
So once again, I was telling you about the parole officer that was a woman. She did know I had 2 jobs, sir. I had a job at Dickie Brenner's and I had a job at Richard's Garbage Disposal. I was working 2 jobs and also going to school at Louisiana Green Court, where I obtained the Louisiana Green Court. I obtained a Clearwater certification, an OSHA 10, and a TWIC card.
Damn, he ain't made no payments. Parole more time. You know what, guys? We're back in the basement. Listen, me, I'm real. I realize that everybody eat pork. Everybody can lie. You know what I mean? And is capable of lying. So when I hear him, you, and you, and you say that a motherfucker lying on you, I can believe it. I ain't saying it's true. I could believe it. But this parole board, not so much. So when you come up to the parole board and you're talking about the police officer and all of them, they be lying on you. It might be so, bruh. But you need to hold that. And that's what I'm here to do, teach you niggas. You need to hold that. Because did you not miss the part where you said you were guilty to never showing up to one probation meeting? Not one. You need to show up one time to check in. You ain't paid one dime. And so, like this little charge you said you didn't know nothing about when they pulled you over, man. I didn't even. Okay, but listen, you're on parole. Your ass ain't paid no monies, no monies. Like it ain't even past your mind, and it's possible he didn't have no money. So I'm not gonna get on for that. But what I'm talking about is for you to say that, man, they lying on me. They did it. It might be true, bro. I'm gonna give you that. But the parole board is not. All right. And he said you ain't done nothing. And then y'all the culture, y'all the ones that, I'm so happy that shut up. Let me just hold it to the end. He guilty again.
I was trying my best, like as being a father. You hear me? I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm going to work every day. I'm doing everything right. You hear me? I was just trying to be the best father that I could be. My oldest daughter, 12, things like that. My youngest son is 8.
He said I'm a law-abiding citizen.
I was trying to juggle it, and I knew I had to pay, but I was in my mind. The best thing for me to do was like, only thing I knew the perfect time for me to pay was going to be probably when I got my income tax. To be honest with you. I knew the perfect time for me to pay a lump sum of that money would be during my income tax.
Okay. Did you talk with your parole officer about it?
I talked to the lady parole officer. She said as long as I stayed out of trouble, I didn't get any charges or anything like that. I went to work Monday through Friday, was inside by a certain reasonable time and all these things, I'd be okay, sir. She said that she would not violate me on payments.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Now we'll hear from Mr. On your behalf, Mr. Michael Bradford.
Good morning, board. How are you all doing?
Well, good.
I've had the opportunity to be Michael's client advocate for over 90 days now. And with the things that he and I has talked about greatly, it was decision making. And one of the things that you all were just speaking about was dealing with his payments. And I told him that I understood that he was a father of 4 kids, but yet he still has an obligation at some point
Hell yeah,
to
he got
give
an
something to the
obligation.
Department of Corrections for
They
his
want all
parole
that.
fees. And I
Like
told him it
what?
doesn't matter how much it may be, just explain everything to the parole officer. And I told him, should the board see fit to let you out, then this is something you have to do. It doesn't matter if it's $20 or $30. Try to make a payment. And one of the things that he did say, he said he did know and understand that because that was something that he agreed to, and he
But he
wanted to
didn't
make
pay the
sure and
20 or
see fit that it
$30,
gets
bruh.
done. Um, since he's been out, he has been a good citizen. He's been doing the things that he's supposed to do as a father and as a man. He works 2 jobs. He even took on a third job to try to even make ends meet because his total focus is dealing with his kids. And what I did was there's job one down in New Orleans.
I can respect that. I'm gonna be honest. Like deep down inside of me, it's like, okay, let's say the mamas and them don't work. Let's say he is focusing just on hustling and working or doing whatever it is that he's got to do, right? That's the whole point of this. It is a lose-lose situation. The best thing that Jamal or Billy Bob or whoever can do is get your damn education and get the fuck out of the South. Get your education and leave.
Mrs. Neron Green, she's the head and coordinator of it. There's other services there that he can be involved in to make sure that he's able to navigate
And let me be clear, I'm not blaming the South, I'm blaming you. Meaning that, they keep on saying people, places, and things. Get away from those people, places,
through
and
the
things.
course
Just want to be
of
sure.
life and be able to do the things that's required of him by the board
I'm
so
blaming
that
you
he may
niggas.
succeed and do not regress. And in regards to him not communicating with his but not with his parole officer, particularly being the male parole officer, as he and I spoke, I told him I would take it upon myself to bring him to the parole office so that we could find out who the officer is, because most times, and we see it with many cases, that sometimes the cases are transferred and they don't know what the parole officer is. And we can't make that as an excuse. But as a client advocate, it's my job, knowing this information, to make sure that he know who his parole officer is. And that means taking him down there and not just saying, okay, Mike, you're gonna go. No, it's my job to make sure he goes there. It's my
No,
job to
it's
make sure
not.
he get all the things that he
Oh
needs so
boy.
that he can function like the board.
Oh boy. I'll tell you what, needing to be needed is a real thing. Like I'm like in low vibrational, low functioning individuals, especially niggas. Like there's a need to like feeling like the hoes. I need that, I need that. And then like there's like a need also, like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I get this weird feeling. Like I was watching a video earlier today, and this guy was just beating on this younger guy. They're in a garage. Apparently, the older guy felt disrespected by what the younger guy had said. So the guy's in the corner just covering up, just covering up. He picking up the steel chair like he hacksaw Jim Duggan or something and just been, you better stop. It sound real sweet, right? And so at the end of it, I look at it and I'm like, dude, these are these situations that I can't articulate because I don't know nothing about them, but I can hear them and sense them. These are the situations where two things are going to happen for sure. One of those people are going to end up dead, and one of those people are going to end up in jail, possibly for the rest of their life, because you are in these situations that are what I'm going to call never ending stories. Never ending stories. This guy right here, I'm the one that makes sure that they do it. I'm the one that makes sure the never ending story of this nigga is not going to be able to take accountability. And it sounds, you said he been working and stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you talking about he got to do this, you going to do that. You ain't know who you're bro, you know you want to stay free and you know they want to see you. That shit just sounds real stupid to normal people like myself. That's what we need to get to. What this shit sounds like. It sounds real damn stupid. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna like normal. What? Like where do people? Let me stop. Let me stop.
Or would
Be done
desire for
cuss
him
or
to
something.
function in society. And if he don't do that, then I'm partly to blame for it as well, because I have to lead him and guide him and mentor him. And if given an opportunity for him to be released by the board decides to give grace, then I can lead him into that
Oh,
direction.
he
I'm just
said
hoping
I'm
today
partly.
that the board would allow him that opportunity and allow me to lead him so that he can be successful.
You're not
Okay,
getting it.
thank you.
Not
Appreciate
happening.
it.
All right,
Well,
All
peace.
right.
Not happening.
I'm go to the attorney now. Would you like to make a statement on his behalf?
I hadn't paid a fine. Hadn't
Yes,
paid a
the
fee.
statement I would like to make on Mr. Griffin's behalf is about the charges. They were refused by the district attorney's office. Um, and they were refused by the district attorney's office, and he said he was we talked about the person who made the complaint, and he said that since when he was, even when he was arrested at that time, he wasn't he was not in contact with her. They're still not in contact with each other, and there's a possibility that she may not even be in the state anymore. So with all of that, for with the charges, they were refused by the district attorney's office, and I did request for Mr. Banford to meet with Michael or Mr. Griffin, sorry, to
Just for you guys to know, the parole board is not bound by any of that. And they might say it, they might not, but they don't even consider any of that. So, I mean, sometimes they might. Like if the trial or the court case is about to happen, they might push it back to see the outcome. As far as meaning like was it refused, but they don't have to go by that. They go by is there a preponderance of evidence that you violated? And I'm gonna be honest, they're not gonna go by just the court case. They're gonna go by he ain't pay no money. He no monies. I'm sorry. They're gonna go by he never showed up for them to even put eyes on him. Like this nigga didn't even pop in like bruh man, right? We think bruh man been on Martin a whole lot more than bruh man been on there, but he ain't even pop in like bruh man. And you talking about his kids. You gotta show up for probation, bro, and face that music. I know what that feeling is though. I'm not down on them. I know that feeling about not wanting to face that damn music. And
yes,
I'm
to
not even
talk
talking about
about, because we
probation
also
wise,
know
but
about with
just life
parole,
wise.
it's more than just
Gotta
these
face that
charges, is
music.
also keeping up with your parole officer, making sure that Mr. Griffin is not in violation of that parole. And that's why I asked for Mr. Banford's help. And what he said is everything that we discussed, and is everything that we also discussed with Mr. Griffin. So yeah, that's all I have to say. And so I will be requesting for the board to release Mr. Griffin.
Okay. Mr. Griffin,
Yes,
you're
sir.
a fifth felony offender, correct?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
Okay. So how many times you been on supervision? At least 5.
Um, I believe at least like about 2 or 3, maybe 2, 3.
No, you gotta go to your parole officer, and first of all, it's not that man's responsibility, it's
Here we
your
go. Yeah, it just
responsibility.
sounds weird
Yes,
when you
sir.
say that.
Someone that's been in the system, a fifth offender, looks like you would've showed up, because you know what they could do if you don't.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
He didn't
Okay.
care.
All right, anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, how long have you been working?
I've been working actually, sir, the whole 2 years I've been home.
2
I've been
years,
working.
3
Yes, sir.
years?
I've been working for Richard's Garbage Disposals as soon as I came home, and then I got a job at Dickie Brennan's off of Royal Street in the French Quarters.
So when you got a job, you never told your parole officer? Or let
So
him know you?
yes, sir. It was a mix-up with my parole officer. So I had a woman initially at first. They transferred my parole officer to a man, but the woman was I was in contact with her daily. Like she had my phone number, all these things. When
Okay,
it
that's
got to
good.
the parole officer, I guess.
I'm gonna be
I
honest.
understand, I understand.
So what was your woman parole officer's name?
I actually think it was Miss Brittany.
So you had that big relationship with her, but you still don't know her name?
I mean, it wasn't a big, great relationship. She was my parole officer. She told me long as I, went to work, was inside of approximately a good time and things like that, that I'd be okay. She told me about the fines and how I'd be able to catch up with it on the back end, things like that.
And who's your current parole officer?
Um, his name is not Elwood, not he got his name is I can't really pronounce it. I can't really pronounce it that well.
All right. What about, you knew we were gonna be asking you about proof of employment today. Do you have any documentation or proof of employment for this hearing? Or anybody has some any documentation? He said he had 2 jobs.
I mean, I will be getting income tax, but as far as like me having somebody to send it to me, I didn't get anyone to send it to me. But I will be getting income tax. I have W-2s that I got to go pick up from my jobs and things like that. I've been in jail. I've been incarcerated since October, sir. So I wasn't able to get my W-2s or anything like that.
All right, I don't have.
Well, let's talk about the domestic battery. We definitely can't overlook that. You know, the victim, she's not afraid of it. She says she'll apologize and she's all for you getting out. But it should also be noted that she's also saying that you did do it. She's not recanting her statement.
Damn.
So, I mean, what are you doing punching a pregnant woman in the stomach with your baby?
Sir, these things never happen, sir. These things never happen. I have 4 kids. 3 of them are girls. My oldest 3 children are girls. I talk to my daughters every day. Every day, my daughters love me. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I love my children. Like I do anything
Now
for my children. I
my
work
demeanor
very
done
hard for
changed.
my children.
Let me
Like
shut up.
I got top A students. My son, my youngest 8, he plays soccer for a Polk in New Orleans East. I bring him to soccer every week.
Gotcha. Okay, I have no further questions.
Damn.
Panel ready to vote? Okay, Mr. Tillis?
My vote today is gonna be to revoke for violations number 2, 3, and 6.
Bara?
I'm gonna concur with Mr. Tillis.
I'm also gonna concur, but it's gonna be for rules number 1, 2, 3, and number 4. So today your parole has been revoked. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir.
Parole revoked. All right. So that was, I believe it was Michael Griffin. He was revoked, headed back to prison. And I hope anyone watching, viewing this doesn't take me the wrong way, but I'm serious. At some point, you know what I mean? Well, they did. Come on, man. Come on, bro. In a perfect world, you would hope your probation officer would have the decency to call out and introduce themselves. And I'm not saying did or didn't, in a perfect world, but no, bro, you're on parole. You're on probation. You're on these things that they're not going to come try to find you, man. And when they have to come try to find you, or when there are situations like this, man. And I don't know, man. Especially watching a lot of these hearings here, there very well could be more to what he's saying, right? Especially with these hearings and in Louisiana, there could be something to it. Yo. So we're actually, let's see if we jump back live. Yeah. All right. We're good. We're all the way live now. So Louisiana and Alabama have come up with something. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I haven't even heard anybody call it controversial. and I'm glad they haven't called it controversial. They are floating around so people here in this in this very probation box could soon be facing, listen up, chemical castration. Yes, you heard
Okay,
it
the
here.
parole board's called
You heard
back
it
to
first.
order. Time is 10:12.
Chemical castration.
We're now dealing with Mr. Marvin King. Mr. King, please state your name and DLC number for the record.
Marvin King, 767-755.
Okay, I see you're represented by counsel. Would counsel please introduce herself for the record?
Yes, good morning. Emily Posner, Pro Bono Counsel on behalf of Mr. King.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. I just want to, I'm not sure if this is a problem because the way that the computer is set up, sometimes I'm blurred and then he's blurred. So
See that. I
address
think
that.
we got y'all.
Okay.
We're
We're
gonna
going to post like this because I think it'll help.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And also speaking on your behalf will be Everett Alfrey. We'll get to him at the proper time, and your mother wishes to speak. Okay, please,
Hey, he
Mr.
got
King,
that
state your
backup.
name and DLC number.
Marvin King, 767-755.
Okay, Mr. King, were you given a parole questionnaire
Yes, sir.
about appointing counsel? And I see you have counsel, so we don't have to worry about that. You're represented. So let's proceed with the hearing. I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Byrock. He was assigned your case this morning.
All right, Mr. King.
All right, here we go.
It's alleged that you have violated the conditions of your parole by being engaged in criminal activity. And that you were arrested on October 20th, 2025, under item number 19140-25 for wearing a mask in public and possession of marijuana. How do you plead to that violation? Guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement?
To the mask, I plead not guilty, but to the marijuana, I plead guilty.
Okay. So you're telling me you weren't wearing a mask? But you were in possession of marijuana?
We would like to offer an explanation.
Okay.
Related to the mask, but the marijuana, he's, owning that in fact he was in possession of the 7 grams of marijuana when he was arrested.
So it looks like when asked this question for the original preliminary hearing,
But to my
agent
point,
read the violation that provided the police report
To
and
my
body
point
worn camera
before.
footage related to the arrest, showing the charges,
he's on probation.
and the reports
Parole.
stated that on 10/20, officers
You
with New
can't
Orleans
smoke
Police
this
Department
sweet Sheba.
were conducting area patrols and
That I'm about
observed the
to roll up.
subject identified as Marvin King
You can't smoke this
wearing the
pack.
ski mask, which covered his entire face in an attempt to conceal his identity. A search was conducted
shit.
incident to the arrest in which 7 grams of vegetable matter believed to be marijuana were found on Mr. King's person.
Did they call it
The
vegetable
body
matter?
worn camera footage showed Mr. King had a ski
Cops have
mask
such a
covering
hard
his
job
face,
catching kids
and
with
that the
weed.
vegetable
Like
matter
that.
was
Think about that. Like
retrieved
that's.
off of Mr. King's person.
We're not catching
You can
predators. We're
also
not catching
determine
rape,
from the
like
body
ever
worn
catching
camera
them.
footage
But we're catching kids
that
with
the
weed.
weather
Think
was
about that.
warm, as people in the footage were wearing short sleeve shirts and short pants. You also hear Mr. King admit that he possessed the marijuana. So go ahead and offer your statement.
Well, I want to begin saying I'm sorry that we had to come to this meeting today. And I wasn't out there trying to hurt anyone that day or harm anyone that day or even scare anyone. Nor did I know that wearing a mask in public was a law. I would have never done it. That day I was at work, I was wearing a mask as a beanie, and later on I never went home. I stayed out that night and met up with friends. And as I met up with friends, I was joking around with friends. I pulled the mask down, not for no longer than 5 minutes. And before I know it, the police
had came arrested me. And I also told them as they was arresting me that I not knew that the mask was a problem because I would have never done it. Because I had started working, I was trying to get my life on the right path. So I would have never
I'm
done it
interested
to
to
try
see
to
what they
risk
do
my
here
freedom and
because
risk what I had going
now
on
listen,
anymore.
now listen. Last week, and this is gonna be a test. Different board members, three totally different board members, similar situation. I'm gonna say similar, and I'm gonna say this one is less egregious. So without stopping this too long, there was a case last week that we covered. You guys might remember it, where a husband got into it with his wife. Allegedly, well, no, they said there was a confrontation. Hands were put on, so on and so forth. The probation officer showed up with the wife, and so on and so forth. They didn't want to reprimand him. Chuck Tillis said, "Yeah, no, no, no. We need to go ahead and um, have a closed session." So they come back out, they end up all feeling great and warm-hearted about him being able to go get help. They don't send him back to jail or prison. It was drugs, and I believe, forgive me if not, somebody correct me if not, if you've seen it. It was drugs and it was an abusive situation, right? Domestic violence. So they don't send him back. They send him to go get some help. So I'm interested to see, because I'm going to tell you the truth. There has not been very many offers similar to what I saw to that person, unless they were similar to that person. And I'm just calling it how I see it. And I'm interested to see, now that he has lawyers, he's got his mama, he has all the proper representation. But guess what? Here's the thing, he's up with men. He's up with men. And honestly, even though I'm saying he's up against men, I don't know. I don't know if he's up against a harder panel or not. Hard to read how they're going to read the situation.
Any questions?
No, I have no question.
I have no questions.
Oh,
Any
man.
final statement from the attorney?
Well, we're gonna hear,
Or Mr.
let's hear from, let's hear from
His
Miss
mother.
Nichelle Bangham first. Miss Bangham,
7
hope
grams
I
and a
pronounced your
mass.
name
They're
right.
not playing games.
Is she with us?
She's on with her cameras off and she's muted. So.
You need to unmute. Okay.
Dude, I know I
All
didn't
right,
just
can you
smoke.
hear us?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, tell us what you want us to know about your son.
When my son first was arrested back in 2012, 20, I think, he did his little time. And I told him that he had to prove to me that he was going to be on the right.
Mm, mm, mm. America, indigenous America. I'm for real. They not like us, man. They not like us. Did y'all hear that? When my son went and did his little time, when he went and did his little time or whatever, don't that sound like a mama living her life? Hey, I'm here. Damn, boy. You gonna get what the law says you deserve today. But bro, and I mean this, man, straight up. I'm sorry, man. Damn, when he went and did his little time, whatever, I told him he had to prove to me.
Path. When he first come home, we first went to go pick him up. I thought he was telling me stories while he was in there. But he proved to me he went and found him a job. He was helping me with his siblings. He had proven to me that he was trying to be on the right path.
Okay.
He was
And
helping
I didn't
you
know, and
with
I've
his
been out here.
siblings.
I ain't never been in jail. I've been out here for years. It'll be 46 years tomorrow on my birthday that I have been out here. And I never know wearing a ski mask in public was the law until he went to jail.
Why would you wear a ski
Okay.
mask though?
Didn't he?
Cause I wouldn't have never allowed him to wear none.
Okay.
Cause he have a
Okay.
younger brother that looks up to him.
Yes, ma'am. Understand. Well, we thank you, Ms.
Wow.
Bingham, and now we'll hear from Mr.
Ooh,
Everett Alfray.
damn.
Yes, sir. Everett Ofrey, client advocate, Orleans Public Defender's Office. I've known Mr. King since October, since he was arrested. I was going having several conversations with him, talked with him about, just life in general,
Thank God for
about
these
him,
people.
his reentry
He
into
gonna be all right.
society, because I
He gonna be
believe
all
he
right
was
when he
only
get back
on
out.
3 weeks when he got arrested. And he informed me that
Wow,
he had
only
got a
out 3
job
weeks.
within those 3 weeks. Within his first week, I think his second week home, he had
Mm.
got a job at the
He gonna be all
Market
right
Cafe
eventually.
that's located on Decatur
If they
Street
don't give
in
up
the
on him.
French Quarter. I was like, man, that's good. Because most people, it take a time for him to get arrested. And he told me and at the same time that he wanted to go to college, that next week he was going to try to go enroll in Delgado Community College and probably try to get in college, to take him a college course
But
or
you've been
something
out
like that.
3
I'm like, all
weeks
right,
and you
that's
rolling
a
up
good
weed,
thing.
bro.
And
Damn,
also,
man.
he informed me that he wasn't
Nah,
aware
you gotta go,
that
man.
wearing a mask in public was a crime, because people wear masks all the time, especially in New Orleans. You see people with masks on because of COVID.
Well, masks, they're picking. People wear masks, like they said with COVID, they made it. The fucking ICE agents are wearing masks. Get the fuck out of here. This shit is so stupid and retarded when it comes to that. Listen, if anyone can do something in America, I'm gonna assume I could do the same fucking thing. I mean that. If I see ICE agents freely rolling around with masks, if I want to wear a fucking mask, I'm gonna wear a mask. I don't want to. I don't want to. But if I want to wear a mask, I'm gonna wear a damn mask. I don't see this. They get to. That's how they literally mentally break you down. So like the mask thing, fuck that. They're not worried about that. They're not worried about that. And if they are, they're worried about that in the combination too. If it was just a mask and this kid's been out 3 weeks, they ain't worried about it. But you've been out 3 weeks and you don't respect the system enough to not have 7 grams worth of weed on you. Quit bringing up the goddamn mask. Excuse my language if you guys are upset with me using your Lord's name in vain. Mine isn't named God. I don't know what
Different
he
things
calls
like
himself.
that. So he wasn't aware. I wasn't even aware until he caught that charge. But
Well, everybody
if the
learned today.
board feels that they're not going to revoke Mr. King, we have a good reentry plan for him. The first 72 plus is a reentry program for guys who are formerly incarcerated, and at the first 72, he'll be given a reentry coach, a guy who's may have done a lot of time in prison, has been on the streets surviving, kind of like coach him on the way to get reintegrated into society, job training. They have resume creation, group counseling, the 9 steps to staying free, group session that they go to that tells you about, a few things that you got to be looking for in order to, survive in society.
Okay.
They'll help them obtain all this proper identification, social benefits. They'll sign him up for the SNAP if he's eligible, Medicaid, a lot of community referrals and other kind of trainings. Also have a letter from the first 72 saying that they're willing to accept him upon his release, and another place called the Mission Rebirth. I have a letter from them attached to it.
Listen,
Um,
all that sounds
they
good.
provide
Get
different
that
like
set up
things
for
as
him
it
when he
relates
gets
to
out.
mental health, substance abuse, physical health, benefits enrollment, workforce
Hold
transportation,
on, you guys.
financial
Let's see what's
literacy
going on.
skills, and goal development. And I think the first 72 plus also provides anger management courses too. Huh?
Yeah, we know about the 72 plus. We
Okay.
well versed on. Good
Okay.
argument.
Okay. But any resources that we have at our disposal at the public defender's office is available to Mr. King. And I promise him that I will help him reintegrate in society in any which way I can help him stay on the straight path and just get back into society and be more productive in his community.
How long are those programs?
I can't hear you.
How long are those programs?
The reentry, I'm gonna say the first 72 plus and Mission Rebirth, they're gonna be with him until he get everything that they have to offer for him. It'd be different times as it relates to these programs. He's not going to be living at the first 72 because he have residence at his house with his mother. So, they have a program in which you can live there, and you're going to live there for a certain time. But as it relates to their programs, once you assign to them, as long as you need them, anything that they can do for you, they're going to help you. Same thing as the Mission Rebirth. As long as you need them and they can help you or provide any kind of service for you, they don't have a limitation. They don't say like 2 months, 3 months, or nothing like that.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Posner, would you like to close it out for us?
Yeah, I would, thank you. First, I do want to make Mr. King available for any more questions. I know that he's very nervous, and so I'm going to clean up some things that I know he did forget to say to you all. And I also want to, it's been many years since I've been before the board, and it's great to be back before you all. I have just recently returned to private practice, and I know that Mr. King has a lot of support. I co-counseled as a pro bono on this case with the public defenders. And there's something very unique and special about Mr. King, which is why I've remained committed to helping him. Just like Mr. Offrey was saying, that he is, and I think his sister really captured this in the letter that I submitted in the parole packet to you all, that he's just a very genuine and loving and caring person. And in my experiences with him, and I know because he's nervous, you might have a hard time seeing that. But in my one-on-one interactions with him, those characteristics have shown through. And I know that he would have never put on a mask if he had known that it was going to risk his freedom.
What about the weed?
So I just want to talk a little bit about what was happening that night. Again, Mr. King had only been home for 3 weeks. He did immediately get a job. His friend, Antonio Nunnery, who I was able to speak with this morning, and we did send in a last-minute letter from Mr. Antonio, longtime friend of Mr. King's, and has been helping him get on the right path. Antonio helped him get that job at Market Cafe. And that night there was a concert, NBA Youngboy. I feel very old learning about this, but part of the fashion and sort of persona of NBA Youngboy is wearing ski masks. So there were a lot of people out that night wearing ski masks, and it sort of made me think of like people who get dressed up going to see Dolly Parton shows. It's like the fans kind of get into the spirit of the persona of the performer. And Antonio confirmed what Mr. King had told me, because I always like to confirm what my clients tell me, is that, they were out, they were not trying to hurt or harm anyone, that Mr. King had been wearing this ski mask primarily as a beanie. In fact, in the body cam, I don't know if that was turned over to y'all by the parole officer, but Mr. King pulled his ski mask down when he was playing around with his friends in front of a SWAT car, an NOPD SWAT van. So I don't think that there was any criminal intent when he was doing this activity. That was really just part of sort of the evening that night. And again, I feel very old because I don't even know an NBA Youngboy song, but this is what both Antonio and Mr. King have told me.
You know who the hell NBA Youngboy is, girl. You still joking.
Mr. King has never once, denied that the marijuana is
I know
his.
you still joking.
He has remained incarcerated for 5 months, almost 5 months and a couple days at this point. And so, and I want to emphasize that he still has a job. I did contact the River Market Cafe. I spoke with the manager named Kenya Morales. She remembered him. She immediately said that she would rehire him. His friend Antonio Nunnery still works there. And so, in light of the tools that Mr. King has from what Mr. Offrey has been able to put together from the public defender's office, the fact that he has a stable home to return to, that he has a job, I believe he has the tools to stay on parole, and he would be open to sort of any alternative option that this board has, whether it be drug testing, a reprimand, any programming that the board would recommend, just to let him return home at this point, because I think he has truly learned his lesson. And I think the other piece that I'm just remembering that we forgot to say is that this charge has been dropped. So he is no longer facing any charges related to this incident. So, in light of all of these circumstances, we would really request that the board consider not revoking Mr. King at this time, and that any option to put him back on parole and conditions that this board sees fit, we would be more than willing to do.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. All right, board has any more questions for Mr. King?
No.
I don't. I think it's pretty explanatory. Okay, is the board ready to vote?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Byrock?
All right, looks like you got a good team working for you and supporting you. I'm gonna vote today to not revoke your
Wow, good
parole at
job,
this
Mr.
point,
Barra.
and put you
Okay.
under the custody of the Orleans Parish Public Defender's Office in the
All right,
first
Mr. Barra.
72 with their programs for a minimum of 1 year.
I told you
or
guys I wanted to
until
see
your
I wanted to see
expiration
how they
date,
handled this.
and that you be subjected to random drug and alcohol screens.
All right, Mr. Barra.
Mr. Tillers?
I concur with Mr.
All right, y'all.
And I also concur,
All right, y'all. Good shit.
so,
I got chills. Good shit.
get out there and do right. I mean, I understand all what went on here and that I didn't know it was a charge either. A lot of people do wear masks in New Orleans, but I can understand why they would place the charge also. So, but anyway, today we have chose not to revoke your
Wow.
parole, and Mr. Byra added special conditions, and we will send them to you. And please take advantage of this opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Wow.
board.
Thank you.
But
Wow. You know what? Trying to okay, I'll talk about me. How about me? My mother's been gone a year, January. She passed away from cancer, her second battle. And I've said it in a couple of clips, and I actually hadn't made another Am I the Asshole since then, because that one kind of hit me heavy. And I talked about the love of our mothers. The love of our mothers, the love that they give for us, and the things that they've done. And more importantly, I was speaking to the things my mother didn't get to do. You know, when our parents have us, how many times do we sit back and think about, does mom and dad still dream, and so on and so forth. So when I saw and I hear his mother say, my son did that little time, he did that little, anything I ever went through, and I try to keep stuff from my mom. My mother went through it with me. And as my mother um, declined and passed away, I went through it with her. So, and my way of going through it is just shutting down and not saying shit. Because, I worked in the assisted living field as a director, both in memory care and activities for a while. So I was aware of what I was seeing. But I say all that to say this. Son, I hope you, Marvin, get your shit together and get from out of there. Don't pay your mama's bills. Don't. I've been out 20 years and I've never been. Why was that necessary? And the board didn't look at you as an asset. Thank God those two people stepped up for him. Thank God. I'm glad I saw this case. Man, get the fuck from around your mother, bro. Get yourself together and get out of there. Don't go broke. Don't go hustle. Don't go take a chance. Don't do it. God's gonna make a way for your brothers and sisters and make sure um, that you're the brightest star that you could be by getting away and doing the right thing. Thank God for those people that showed up. That was a good one there. That was a good one. Mm. When my son did his little time or whatever. That shit's sick. Revocation. Trevian Jones. I am getting hungry. We are live revocation here, and these are going on right now in Louisiana. If you stop in, let me know where you're from. Say hello. I do not bite unless I am directed. Stupid shit. Okay. These might go, this might go on for a while. We might be in for the long haul today. It's 10 o'clock. So what were we talking about before? Castration. Yeah. So, Louisiana, there's a case specific, and I'm not going to get too much into it because we're actually covering it tonight. But there was a man who not only assaulted a 4-year-old child, but gave the child a sexually transmitted disease at 4 years old. And the prosecutor said with very plain and very clear that he is weighing both options as far as the death penalty and also castration, chemical or otherwise. I am 1050% with it. Boil these motherfuckers. Boil them. I am with it. How do y'all feel about that? Castration is coming to some perverts near you. They gonna zap your shit. You finna be beanies with no weenies, just beanies. Yeah, we're gonna cover that tonight. I can't wait. Can't wait. Motherfuckers can't curve themselves. Well, they got something they got something that'll do it for you. They got something. They're gonna take your shit. They're gonna take your dick. And that's that. Here we go. Revocation hearings. Trivian Jones, DOC number 745092. Today's panel are the three gentlemen of the board currently right now. We got Chuck Tillis, we've got Mr. Barra, and we've got Mr. Freeman, Pete Freeman. So yeah, we got the three fellas on there today. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, as crazy as it sounds, they're a no nonsense panel, but this is more of, I wouldn't even call it lenient. I call it more of an understanding panel, right? So we'll see. We'll see, especially, you know what, towards younger people and children. The board, I'm just going to keep it real, before that was Cheryl Renatza, Steve Prater, and I don't know if it was Miss Ledoux that day. I think it was Miss Ledoux. Yeah, it was Miss Ledoux. They are very thoughtful to people sometimes. We'll say that to people sometimes. I do not think that that kid would have got an opportunity with that panel. And again, that same panel, let a guy go that he beat his wife. Probation officers showed up, but I'm gonna tell you why the probation officers showed up. I don't know why ain't nobody catch what I caught while they were sitting next to each other so close and bumping and fist bumping. I'm like, bro, you knocking down your wife, allegedly. I got strong he knocking down your wife vibes. That's what I got. That's what I picked up. Your wife is getting, yeah, 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 yeah. Parole board is taking their time getting here. We're live, so when they bounce back in, I'll bounce back in. But guess what? Right now, gotta learn to smoke the Buddha. Go ahead a little bit. We'll be back. Parole one more time, you guys. I'm here with you. You know what? Nobody's pouring in, but I don't give a damn. It's not about that. It's about you, because you're here with me. You like that? Y'all like that? Lemon Diablo. I have my own um ceremonies, if you would, that I use to get prepared to smoke. And one of my things now, this morning at least, that I like is to do is have my coffee first. I like to have my coffee before I smoke. And this morning I did not go that route. I didn't even try to make any coffee. But you know what, surprisingly, I feel pretty good. Feel pretty good. I think coffee needs to be a rarity for me anyway. Anything that I'm getting up and just preparing myself to do in place of some damn exercise might not be it. Hello. Well, if you don't sit your ass down, tell me some hello. I'm here. Nobody called y'all yet. Damn. Girl. Bro. Is he really sitting there talking about, bro, sit your ass and wait on the hearing, boy. Don't shut your. I'm ready to go back to jail ass. Talking about, bro, my ass. Oh, shut up. Damn, bro. They are taking forever though. He tired. Look, his head down. He don't even. He's not really. He's not really excited to be here. I think he hears the music in his head. Dun, dun, dun. Somebody might be going back to jail. YouTube, send me a couple strays, man. Where everybody at? Where is everybody at? And we got three-member panel today. All fellas.
You can hear me? I can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but it ain't time to start,
Hear
man.
me. Oh.
A lot of these people today have attorneys. That's good. That's good. In some cases, I've literally seen those some certain attorneys when they show up, and I'm starting to be able to identify more and more of them because there's only a certain many, depending on where they're getting in trouble, right? But always good, always good if you can have a lawyer with you. But speaking to my latter point, I've had heard a couple people have people speak for them. It's like,
Man, come
damn,
on,
bro,
yeah.
you could have just kept them.
You still been waiting? You ain't talked to nobody yet? No. Education is on?
You ready to go too? They ready to take you.
Can we talk to you?
What? Y'all can hear me?
I'm not going to make any assumptions, but I'm interested to see if he's supposed to have counsel. Never want to assume and disrespect anybody. I think that's another interesting aspect that I haven't covered or talked about much. Um, who gets counsel, who doesn't, and what does that mean? Because I don't exactly. I think it's people that can't read or things like that, but there've been quite a few people that honestly, if they're facing any kind of decisions with their lives, there've been quite a few people that needed someone. I'll use the word more well spoken for them. But we pay for people to be imprisoned and locked up, but it's not something we want to look at and necessarily know about. But not me. I want to know. I want to know what's going on because this is big business, man. BlackRock, the prison system and Civic Corps, they just hosted a new um, direction of the nation. Think about that. BlackRock and companies like that are hosting direction of the nation with AI, with open AI, talking about what the future is going to look like and how presidents are going to need AI to make decisions.
Okay.
Because
Okay, we're back at Orleans Parish for Mr. Travian Jones. Mr. Jones, would you state your name and DOC number for the record? You muted. Unmute, Mr. Jones. Try.
Okay, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. State your
Sorry about
name, DOC number.
Travian Jones and 745092.
Okay, kind of pick up your head, Mr. Jones. We can't see you too good. There you go. There you go. Sit up. There you go. We want to see you. All right, Mr. Jones, you here today for a revocation hearing? Do you have a parole questionnaire with you?
No, sir.
Okay, she's gonna show me one. Tell me if that's your signature.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir.
That says you're not eligible for appointed counsel. If you wanted counsel, you had to hire it. Do you want to proceed today without appointed counsel?
Yes, sir.
okay,
Okay.
here we go.
Mr.
We're on.
Jones,
Parole more
I'm
time.
gonna
Let me
be
know.
your officer today. I'm gonna be the hearing officer for this hearing. The conditions you allege are violated are condition number 1 and number 2. Both of them are that you fail to report to your probation officer, and you fail to report your officers since you've been released. How do you plead to that?
I can speak on my behalf, right?
Yeah, you're gonna speak on your behalf. I think I got a remedy for you. Go on and plead.
Um, I plead guilty.
Okay. You failed to provide valid address to your parole officer since your release. That's same thing, guilty.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that you didn't pay your supervision fees. You were 756 behind.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Jones, how do you feel about work release in lieu of revocation?
I mean, if I have to, I mean,
Now, that don't sound too enthusiastic.
that'll be good if I have to do work release.
That'd be good.
Yes, sir. I was
Okay.
just
What else you want to say?
Nah, I was just saying thank y'all for speaking on my for me to speak on my behalf and another chance on completing parole. But just at the time I was just in a difficult mindset being that it's the first time this happened to me. And I came home, I was just nervous. I came home to my kids and I was self-employed, so I really didn't know how to react to that, being that this was my first time going through this. I've been incarcerated over a year, almost a year now, and
7 months you've been in jail, yeah.
yeah, and I mean, I accumulated support and family and
Like
friends
I
who willing
said,
to
you
help me
guys,
succeed
this is
too.
a
And I
very
improved
different
though, and I know better now
um
though.
very different example of the
Okay.
way a board can
All
do it.
right. Were you working at the time of your arrest?
I was self-employed, like doing car wash jobs and cutting grass and
Okay. So
I have a
I
job
have no
waiting.
further questions. Y'all have any questions?
How much money were you making doing that, or you were just doing it sporadically?
I was every week. It wasn't much. Like I said, it wasn't much. It was just really just to provide for my kids, for my 3 kids, really. It wasn't really much. It was just like some food and like a shelter over their head. It wasn't much. That's why I really went check into a shelter for a little while.
So that's why we're trying to help you out a little bit. Okay, let's hear from your Nicole James, your sister, Miss James.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me what you want us to know about Travian.
Yes, sir. He was in the shelter, and then when I had got my place, I was willing to help, but at the time, we both was trying to help him, but and like you were saying, he do have a job waiting for him when he come on with my uncle. So we've been trying to help him. Like he the only one provide for his kids. So it's like
Gotcha.
the little money that he had, it was like to buy his kids something to eat, like hygiene. You know what I'm saying? It was like he was trying, but he just one person.
Yes, ma'am. Gotcha. Okay, let's hear
Mm,
from Miss Celestine, your
that's deep.
girlfriend,
And that's why his head's down. I was wondering, you could read body language. It wasn't nothing that he was
Miss
slow. I
Celestine.
wasn't saying he
I'm
was
You don't
sorry.
slow.
want?
I thought y'all had to unmute me. I
That's someone that's
apologize.
been
That's
trying
okay.
and defeated.
The same thing as her. We are here to help and support him, and we're just trying to, see if we'll be able to get another chance. At the time, he was all over the place. He had to take care of the kids. It wasn't that much of an income because I had just came into the picture, so it's not that much I could have really done. But we tried our best. He tried his best. It was just so much thrown at him at one time, and he didn't really know how to handle it and what to do with it, especially trying to take care of his kids and himself, being that he didn't really have stable income, a stable household, or anything like that. But we got all that situated now. This is a learning experience to take care of business and do better than what was
I
done.
like her. All right now.
So within the situation of him being in there, a lot of
All
stuff
right
has
now.
happened. The kids have been taken and everything. And, when he comes home, hopefully everything works out. We need him back so he can help take care of the kids and everything, get
Wow.
everything back on track, because he was kind of the stability for us with the kids and how everything was running, you know. So it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm very nervous. I don't really know.
Yes, for her.
Let me ask you this. You say y'all have it under control now. What do you have that's under control? You have a job?
Yeah, I have a job. I do healthcare. I get paid every week. And I'm about to start going to school for my CNA license.
There you
So
go,
that'll
bro.
be more income.
All
I've
right.
been looking for houses for us to have a stable household and for the
Mm.
kids to come over there and
You know
everything.
what? I wouldn't
He
suggest you
said
do it,
his uncle is gonna
but
give
she's
him a
with him.
job also.
I
Yeah.
would not suggest it,
hmm
y'all.
Gonna be
I have
good.
my own job, but
Struggling
the two
together
incomes
is not
together will
it. But you
accumulate
know what?
more
Riding it
money
out is.
and more investment
Mm,
into the parole and everything.
mm.
I see.
And
All right.
we're gonna try to get him into classes for when he get out for the kids and for like whatever he needs help with, whatever could help the situation, better the situation, stuff like that. Things that could help pass time by. I don't know if it's like programs that he could get into. I'm not really familiar with all of this. So,
Okay,
Thank you.
sorry.
Mr. Byron?
Mr. Jones, why did you say you didn't report to the parole officer at all?
Like, see, okay, whenever I came home right before New Year's. So when I did report it, it was closed. So they told me to come back the next week. But with that, in between that week right there, that's when I fell into the shelter. And everything was just all, like I said, everything was just all over the place and it was all in front of me. So once that happened, I just stayed there and helped around the shelter until I actually really talked to my sister and stuff like that, and she was like, "Well, you can come on. I just got me a place." So that's whenever I went to court. I had court in New Orleans
Yeah,
Parish,
y'all talk
and
about
I was
checking
going to see
in.
my
You know
parole
what's so
officer, but
crazy?
they end up keeping me in jail for Orleans.
I don't, and this is okay. I don't think people know the animalistic feeling of desperation. The motherfucker just told you, Mr. Barra, I like you, but you need to listen up. Motherfucker just told you that he had to move his kids into a shelter. And I realize your job is to ask the next question, which is and. But why did you say you didn't move in? He's telling you. The motherfucker said the following week he ended up taking his kids to a shelter. Do you think he's super prideful and hey, let me go get up on this and leave my children right here by themselves or figure out someone to babysit? You think he got those kind of resources? So while I'm not asking you, and I wasn't even gonna say anything to pardon him not showing up, I just want you to fucking understand and use some common sense sometimes. Why did you say he said he was in the goddamn shelter? Use some common sense when we ask these questions to people on a human level. Damn.
For missing court, and that's why I couldn't see my parole officer. So
Yeah, what happened with your pending charge that happened before you, got on parole? Has
that's
has that been
yeah,
changed?
yeah. They that's what would on the 27th. That's gonna be done too. On the 27th, I go on the 27th for that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything looking good on that case though.
All right, is the board ready to vote?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Jones, I've heard everything you had to say. I do find you in violation of condition number 1, 2, and 3, and 10, pretty much by your own admission. Um, yeah, I just think you need work release. I don't think on your own you're gonna cut it. The work release, you're gonna be able to make money and you can put it in your account. My vote today is that in lieu of revocation, you go to work release for 6 months.
I
Uh,
agree. Set him up. Good shit. I agree.
for
I
6
agree.
months. That's
Stack his
my
money up.
vote.
I agree.
Mr. Tillis,
Focus
I
on your family.
concur.
Focus on your
Mr.
family
Barrow.
ground.
I concur, same reasons.
Okay, so we're gonna try to get them to move you real quick to a work release, get you a job, save your money and send it home to them kids. Good luck to you.
All right now. See? Mm. Mm. Those are tears, what?
It's done.
I'm silent because I know that feeling. I know that feeling. What I mean by that feeling is I remember the day I got the call. I was sitting with my then girlfriend. She was pregnant, and a buddy called me and was like, "Hey, I got a job for you, 60 something thousand dollars, but you got to come today." And I was renting out space at a little gym and training people basically for free, just off the feelings, and really just in good shape, but hungry, starved, didn't have insurance, didn't have anything. And I got up, I got on that plane, I cried like a little bitch, dog. I cried. Um, Not because, oh, I have to go, but it was more like I realized that, damn, bro, the sitting around, if I wanted to with my son, sitting around with everybody, that shit was over. Like I came down here to be a director and do all that stuff. And, I've had my ups and downs, but I knew that that old me, just like him when he walked away, I knew that shit was no more. I knew I'd never go back and live in Alabama, just like I knew I'd never go back and live in California once I left. So that walk that he just did, I know he was crying, he's mad, he's hurt. But now, bro, just like mm, seeing that shit just put a batter in my back. Sometimes we just wade in the sand, and me seeing that right there. To answer your question, what I was saying in the beginning, if he was gonna get, if he needed any lawyer or anything, was because his voice was crackling and breaking it real soft, and I thought maybe speech impediments, so on and so forth. But it turned out once he started talking, the reason why his head down is because he was there, because he's hurt. His kids are gone, and the kids have to be where they're safe, bro. They have to be where they have clothes and they have food. So, damn, get this education, y'all. Run that education up. Yeah, boy. Because that walk right there, that's a hard walk. 6 months. But in 6 months, you know how happy his kid's gonna be, man. Yeah. All right, y'all. Parole one more time. We got another one coming up. Emmanuel Massey. That was a good call though. I would have definitely not revoked him for that one. I would have given him that option right there. And although he didn't say thank you, he'll remember that. He's struggling working around the shelter just to have a place to stay. You're not making any money. You're trying to stay useful. I get it, bro. I get it. Mm, mm, mm. Should be getting close to the next hearing. Jump off for a minute. If you guys are seeing this, I'm doing more than what I usually do. I try not to talk the whole time. So a lot of the videos when you're watching them, I'm watching them, or I was watching them when I was recording and editing. But I don't want to talk the whole time. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Parole one more time, you guys. We're live today. And Louisiana Board of Pardons and Parole. All right, looks like we're getting ready for the next hearing. They at least have them loaded up. Let me know what you guys feeling on this one. Parole one more time. We're here. So live today.
Okay, we're here still in Orleans Parish. We're here now for Emmanuel Massey. Mr. Massey, would you state your name and DOC number for the record?
You're on mute.
You're on mute, Mike. You either hit the button or get the lady in there.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Okay. All right, state your name and DOC number.
Emmanuel Massey, DOC number 593624.
Okay, Mr. Massey, you're here today for a parole revocation hearing. Do you have your parole questionnaire with you?
All right, here we go, you guys. Parole one more time. Let me know what you guys think. Got a revocation
Okay, do
hearing
you
out of
realize you're not
Louisiana.
eligible for appointed counsel? If you wanted counsel, you had to hire it.
Yeah, I had talked to my public defender this morning. He said he didn't have to be in court. He said he was gonna be on here, but I guess he's not coming.
Okay, so you want to proceed without counsel?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Barras. I'm gonna turn it over to him.
All right, Mr. Massey, it's alleged that you have violated the conditions of your parole in the following manner. Number 4, the subject was engaged in criminal activity as evidenced by his arrest on July 23rd, 2025 by the Orleans Police Department for illegal carrying of a weapon with controlled dangerous substance, possession of a firearm by a felon, possession with intent to distribute cocaine, possession with intent to distribute fentanyl.
Oh, yeah.
Possession with the intent to distribute controlled dangerous substance within 2,000 feet of a school zone.
Oh, yeah.
And the only one of these charges that you were prosecuted on is only bill charge was possession of a firearm by a felon, which was now processed on 12/17/25. How do you plead to that violation?
It's a wrap.
Not guilty.
All right. Number 5 says that you were in possession of a firearm as evidenced by your arrest on January 23rd by the New Orleans Police Department for illegal carrying of a weapon with a controlled dangerous substance and possession of a firearm by a felon. Cocaine, fentanyl, CDS in the school zone. How do you plead to that one?
Not guilty.
The subject fails to provide proof of employment. How do you plead to that one?
Guilty.
Subject has made no payments toward his supervision fee and is currently $189 in arrears. How do you plead to that one?
Guilty.
All right. Looks like we have two violations that you plead not guilty to. And that would be violation of number 4, all the drugs and the fentanyl and the firearm found in your backpack. It looks like at the preliminary hearing, the body camera footage showed the officers removing the gun and the drugs from your backpack. What do you have to say about that?
Honestly, they pulled up late when I was called from home to come pick up my son. I was told that his bike had broke down where he was at, which led to me going over there to see what was wrong, what the problem was. And in the midst of doing that, I saw him doing some things, and I, tried to chastise him and bill forward and take it from him and stuff. And the police just so happened to ride up a little bit, and um, they just, I guess they just caught it in my possession, but me trying to be a parent to my 14-year-old son, trying to save him from getting in the street life or whatever. So um, I was doing nothing. I was just really going to pick up my son and bring him home. But in the midst of all that, they just came and told me to, get away from the bike and all that. And, but I never did knew that they had a firearm in the backpack neither. I just took it from them. But they just so happened to charge me with everything. And here I am today in front of the board.
You saying the backpack did not belong to you that you had?
No, it didn't.
It was for your son?
Yeah, I took it from my son.
Wow,
Why,
I
never-
believe him.
from him?
Huh?
Why did you take it from him?
Because I know the things that be going on in the area and all that, and I ain't want the police to do them nothing, So, as I approached, I thought I saw him doing something, but I had took what he had in his possession, and I took the backpack off him and told him to get in the car. But I had to wait for a ride for somebody to come pick up his dirt bike so I could bring it around the corner where he lived at. But before all that could happen, like I said, the police had pulled up and they was running for people from in front of the store. And I wasn't nowhere near the store. I was on the end where his bike broke down
See,
at.
and that's why,
On their way
like
finish
most people,
doing what they
you gotta
doing, they
listen to
just
the whole
stopped by
story,
me
Shar.
and just harassed me and just told me to get off the bike and all that.
I believe him.
And that led up to my arrest.
Talking about a dirt bike?
Sir.
Well, the police write a little different story than
I
what
know they did. They on it.
It says, according to the New Orleans Police Department, offense report dated July 23rd, 25, officers were conducting patrol in the area of Cigarette Express, an area known for illegal narcotic sales and gun violence. The subject was observed riding a red and black and white dirt bike. The parking lot of the Cigarette Express is surrounded by city streets. His son subject stated the dirt bike belonged to his son, who lived off of Elizabeth Boulevard, which is approximately 1 mile away from Cigarette Express. This means you would have had to ride the dirt bike to that location. Officers asked you for your driver's license and you stated you did not have any form of identification on your person. Due to not having identification, officers placed the subject in handcuffs and detained him. One officer noticed a small knife in the pocket of the backpack you were wearing. When officers removed the backpack for officer safety, they felt what's believed to be a handgun and could smell raw marijuana emitting from the backpack. The backpack was searched and a black Ruger Security 9 was located in the main compartment. While making the weapon safe, it was discovered there was 1 round loaded in the chamber. Loose marijuana in the front pocket of the backpack. Also located in the backpack was a gray, black and white ski mask, a black digital scale containing white powder and residue, purple notebook containing a ledger with a running tally of numbers consistent with drug sales, a black knife, 30 individual clear plastic bags, a plastic black.
This nigga old school.
A plastic bag containing unused syringes. While conducting the search of the person.
You lying.
Officers located 2 clear plastic bags containing off-white rock substance in the subject's left front pocket. 1 plastic bag containing 5 small individually wrapped bags of white rock-like substance. The other plastic bag contained 3 bags of individually wrapped off-white like substance and 1 plastic bag of off-white rock-like substance, and 1 plastic bag containing 6 bags of bluish powder. Field tested, conducted, and identified the substances in the backpack, in the black pack. New Orleans officers removed the backpack and the firearm was removed from the backpack. So they found a bunch of stuff in the backpack, but they also found stuff in your pockets. The stuff in your pocket was for your son too?
I told you earlier, I stated I had pulled up and was chastising him, and I took what he had on him. And yes, I took it out of his pocket, but I was never observed. Like they never seen me ride no bike. I know what the report said, but they also testified he never seen me riding a bike. The bike was never started, running or nothing. But I noticed what the report said. I read it multiple times, and I was talking to my public defender about it, trying to challenge the issue, which was also the reason why they dismissed the charge. But I'm pretty aware about what the report said, but it did not happen, as they written.
Okay.
What
And
about
again-
the statement on the body camera that you made? You got me right. I'm justified. I'm not justified in what I did or what I had. Why'd you say that on the body camera?
Because I didn't want them to take my son. I didn't want them to know he was involved.
So your whole intention was to take the rap for your son?
Yes, sir.
Then take it.
Bad decision.
Then take it. Because you're about to take it.
So we covered number 4 and 5.
Wow.
Number 6.
Do you guys
I
believe it?
will work at a job approved by my parole officer, and if I become unemployed, I will immediately report this to my parole officer. The subject had failed to provide proof of employment. And you pled guilty to that, I believe.
Pled guilty to 6 and 10.
Yeah. Okay, so. And number 10, that you didn't pay supervision fees, you pled guilty to that. So I think you've answered all the questions I have. Does anyone else have any questions?
No.
I have a question. Ready to vote?
All right. I'm voting first, and I think you made a terrible mistake by taking all of those drugs and guns to protect your son.
Yep.
Now you're gonna have to pay the price for it, which you were probably planning on paying anyway when you did it, so I have no choice but to revoke your parole.
I also find you in violation of number 4, 5, 6, and 10. And I also vote to revoke your parole.
I concur with Mr. Freeman on the violation, and my vote is to revoke.
Good luck to you, sir. We ain't had much choice.
Thanks.
All right.
Well, revoked. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wait on these next hearings to come through. The fuck is he talking about? All right. All right, we should be getting ready for another one. Parole one more time. Let me know what you guys think on this one. We're back. We are actually catching these live, but however you're viewing it, live or individual, let me know what you guys think on this one. Would you parole or would you give more time? Getting back in the basement with your boy Rashard. Just gonna step out for a little bit, you guys. Enjoy these hearings live for the day, and I will catch you this evening at 5 p.m. hopefully. Parole one more time.
Okay, the parole board is called back to order. We're now here for the revocation of Herbert Moon. Mr. Moon, would you state your name and DOC number for the record?
He's muted. He gets unmuted.
You need to unmute.
Herbert Moon, 495-612.
Okay, do you have a parole questionnaire with you? Yes, sir.
Yes.
Did you sign that paper?
Yes, sir.
Realize you're not eligible for appointed counsel. If you wanted counsel, you would have had to hire it. And you are represented by counsel, Ms. Brittany Young. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Young, you want to state your name for the record?
And Brittany Young on behalf of Mr. Herbert Moon.
Okay, Ms. Young. And we'll let you speak at the end if that's okay, and you can advise your client anytime during the hearing. Okay? And then we'll also hear later from Terry Pierce, Arlene Public Defender Client Advocate, and Quintella Harris, fiance. So your case was assigned to Mr. Barrow. Mr. Barrow, would you lead us in the questioning?
All right, I'm gonna go through the list of violations and ask you to plead guilty or not guilty, or guilty with a statement. The first violation is offender failed to live at their address of record, that he was last seen at that residence on 3/11/25, and an arrest warrant for absconding was issued on 9/9/25. How do you plead to violation number 3?
Not guilty.
Number 4, offender was engaged in criminal activity as evidenced by his arrest on 11/2/25 by Louisiana State Police. The offender was booked and charged with domestic abuse battery involving strangulation. How do you plead to that?
Not guilty.
Number 6, the offender failed to provide proof of employment to his parole officer. How do you plead to that?
Excuse me, running back.
That you failed to provide proof of employment to your parole officer.
Okay. Not guilty with a statement.
The offender failed to allow his parole officer to visit at his residence as he was last seen at residence on 3/11/25. An arrest warrant was issued on 9/9/25 for this violation. How do you plead to that one?
Not guilty.
And the subject has made no payments toward the supervision fees and is currently $189 in arrears. How do you plead to that one?
I made payments to the officer.
It says you made no payments. You saying you did make payments?
That's I made payments, sir.
How many did you?
I made it all the way till I came to jail, all the way to November. October, November, probably the last payment I had.
So you made payments since you've been in jail?
I made payments before I came to jail.
In October and November?
I had the last payment probably was like October was my last payment.
Okay.
I have receipts and proof for that.
All right, let's back up to question number 3 about where you lived. You said you pled not guilty to that violation. It looks like Agent Goins advised that the offender failed to live in the address of record, and the offender was last seen at that address on 3/11. Arrest warrant was issued on 9/9/25. Agent Goins then supplied narratives, NOPD report, and body camera video as evidence. Hearing Officer Gregoire reviewed the narratives and located several dates where attempts were made to locate the parolee at that residence. The police report states that the victim indicated the parolee did not live at 609 Solomon Street. Body camera video also indicates that the victim indicated to NOPD that the parolee did not reside with her at 609 Solomon Street. So where did you reside?
I was still sleeping outside in my cup.
Outside in the car?
I still was staying at that residence with that person.
You were sleeping outside in the car at 609 Solomon Street? And why were you sleeping in the car there?
Because at times like I couldn't go inside and get in there, I still sleep outside in the cup. I still sleep there. When I didn't get inside, I still get inside the house and go to sleep. I still stayed at the residence the whole time.
And you why couldn't you get inside? That was like when you and the girl were fighting?
No, we never was really fighting. It's like when they have a disagreement on something that a dislike, I would find inside in there. But I sleep outside in the cup.
Well, did you make your parole officer aware that you were sleeping in the car outside that residence?
I let my parole officer know everything I was doing at the moment. I stayed there still.
Okay. All right. Any colleagues have questions about that violation? All right. Number 4 says that you will not engage in criminal activity or associate with persons known to be in criminal activity. Agent Goins advised that the offender was engaged in criminal activity when he was arrested on November 2nd, 2025 by the Louisiana State Police. The offender was booked for domestic abuse involving strangulation. The Orleans DA refused the charges On 12/14/25, Agent Goins supplied the police report, arrest warrant, including the body camera video evidence. The hearing officer reviewed the report and video. Officer Gregoire learned from the report and the video that Mr. Harris stated the parolee Ms. Harris stated that the parolee did put both his hands around her neck, choking her where she was close to losing consciousness. Ms. Harris then stated that she was intimidated by the parolee via threats of her life. Ms. Harris stated that she reported the incident late due to the parolee's threats. Ms. Harris is consulting with her sister, who suggested she make the police report at that time, which she did. Agent Gregoire learned via report and video that Ms. Harris answered all 5 NOPD domestic abuse risk questions positively. Ms. Harris verbally stated that her only child fears the parolee. Additionally, Ms. Harris verbally states that the parolee was armed with a firearm located in his waistband during the attack. And Ms. Harris only responded by stating the offender and herself were back in a relationship, and incident was a misunderstanding regarding being contacted later on after the fact. So it looks like she describes pretty much of an attack. What happened there?
Nothing never really happened because I never was on the scene for the incident where it took place. I was never nowhere around her when that happened.
So you saying she made up the whole thing?
Yes, sir.
And may I,
We're gonna get,
no, I just, oh, I'm sorry, to just respectfully request for Ms.
Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to if this is a time to respectfully request Ms. Harris to, if this is a time for her to speak.
I guess we do. Yeah, I want to hear from Ms. Harris now so we can address this violation. Okay, Ms. Harris. You on mute, Ms. Harris?
Good morning. How y'all doing? My name Quintella Harris. I'm here on behalf of Herbal Moon. Actually, when that happened, I was angry. You know, it was a misunderstanding. And for as me filing a police report, maybe the police officer misunderstood what I was saying, but he never had a fire. You know, like I said, I was angry. And I apologize on my behalf and her behalf. You know, I'm pregnant right now and my emotions is everywhere. And I was all over the place. When I saw him talking to a female, I just wanted him to hurt how I was hurting. He never once disrespected me, never once put his hands on me. He never did any of that. Like I said, I was angry and I wanted him to feel the hurt that I was feeling. Like I said, I was wrong and I own up to, my wrongdoing and I apologize. But for him living at that address, he always stayed at that address. After I falsified the police report, you know, Herbert still came home. You know, he'll wait till I cool off and he'll sit in a car or whatever, but he never once, you know, put his hands on me or any of that. So like I said, I apologize and
How we
I
not
didn't
just scared right now?
wait, what you said, sir?
How we know you're not just scared right now? I mean, you stayed
Oh
up
no,
and down
I'm
how
not.
scared you are of him,
No,
and now you're saying not.
no, I'm not scared. I never was scared of her, but he never once disrespected me. He always was a gentleman. You know, he never once put his hands on me. Like I said, I was angry, and I wanted him to hurt just like I heard it when I caught him with a female.
I understand, but it's very aggravating to the board because you have a statement that you say you are afraid of him.
Oh no, I'm not afraid of him. Maybe
Officer asked that, so you lied to the officer?
yeah, maybe the officer misunderstood what, what I was saying. I never once said I was afraid of him. I'm not afraid of him at all.
Okay, all right.
So like I said, I
apologize.
I apologize, but I never once said I was afraid of him. Maybe the officer misunderstood what I was saying. The communication was all, but I'm not afraid of him, sir. We have a child together and I'm
I
expecting
understand
twins.
that. That's in two different spots. That's when he asked you the 5 questions he asked, and you said you was afraid, and then you just outright made the statement that you were afraid. So it's just.
No, I never said I was
hard
afraid
for-
of him. I never said I was afraid of him. I said
Okay.
I never was afraid of her, but
Okay.
never. And I said I apologize on my behalf and the board behalf.
You do realize that what you did is a crime.
Yes, I really, like I.
I was going to file charges.
So you want us to believe you now and believe that you're telling the truth now and believe that you were lying to the police. That's what you want us to believe today.
Like I said, I apologize. I know, my parents spoke with me about it and told me that I was wrong. I know I was wrong and I apologize. I wasn't raised like that, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I didn't only just heard me, I heard her, and I heard our child.
Correct. Correct. All right, let's go on in here from, you want to hear from Terry Pierce, or you want to finish your violation?
It doesn't matter, we can finish. We can hear from either way.
Okay, Mr. Terry Pierce, why don't you go on and tell us, what the Orleans Public Defender has for us?
Yes, good morning. Thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of Mr. Moon. I have been communicating with Mr. Moon at approximately 2 weeks after he was arrested and appointed to our office. Mr. Moon, according to him and we communicated, he has been never had any domestic in his records. He's not a violent person towards female. He have the utmost respect for him, as he stated. And if that is a problem between him and his fiance regarding, having these off and on mood swings, we have the New Beginning Behavior and Family Services program located in the same building as our office that we can refer them both of them to and let them do inpatient, outpatient, and off and on going into the office and get treatment for that type of incident. According to listening to Miss Harris, this incident occurred months before he was arrested. I mean, and they were still interacting. So maybe she just got a little upset and confused about the situation, seeing him speaking with another female and things of that nature. But Mr. Moon, according to his records as well, is not a type of person that be disrespectful to more the female gender. I mean, and we would hope that this board give Mr. Moon an opportunity to go home and do what he has to do. He had been paying his fees and working, trying to maintain a peaceful life. And this just a little matter that went too far. That's all.
Not a
and
little
we
matter.
appreciate if y'all allow him to go
serious.
home. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on to violation number 6. That you were working an approved employment plan and Agent Goins advised the defender has never provided proof of employment to his parole officer. What you have to say about that one? Plead guilty to that one.
Not guilty. Number 6.
Not guilty. Okay, what do you have to say about number 6? Not guilty with a statement.
My statement was, sir, that at the time I was going to job 1 and was about to start working at job 1, helping me out to get a job. And going to trucking school in behalf of that was going to help me out and better my situation.
And at the parole, at the hearing, you said you have proof that you were at job 1. Do you have that proof today, or does somebody have that proof for you?
I had proof that my payments had been paid on my parole fees.
No, I'm talking about number 6. When you pled not guilty and elected to give a statement, the parolee stated that he had proof where he was involved with job 1 in New Orleans. Do you have any proof of that today?
No, sir, I don't have no proof of that right now. I don't have no proof of that. I was about to get moved into that class.
Job one's like a temporary service when you go for work?
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's like an unemployment agency. They help you out to get jobs and better your career.
Right. And number 9, that you agree to visits at your residence or place of employment by the parole officer at any time, and also agree to searches of your person at any time when reasonable suspicion exists has been involved in criminal activity. Agent Goins stated that the offender failed to follow his parole officer instructions to failed to allow his parole officer to visit him at his residence as he was last seen there on March 11, 2025. The arrest warrant was issued on 9/9/25. Agent Goins provided the arrest warrant and narratives as part of the evidence. And you say you're not guilty. You originally told us about in the beginning that you were at that residence, even though that your girlfriend said you didn't reside there and the officer never found you there. That's what you're gonna say for this one too?
Yes, sir. The officer found me there every time he came over there when I was there, sir. Every time he came to visit me, I was there.
Did you talk to him?
Yes, sir. I was talking to him. I had a visit. I talked to him at the residence. He came in the house and everything.
So now you're saying the parole officer lied, the girlfriend lied, the parole officer lied too?
No, I'm not saying that, man. I'm saying that the parole officer had came over there when I was there, sir, and visited me over there. Like he's visiting me over there.
Never saw you since March 11th of 2025, and I had to get a warrant for you in September because he still hadn't seen you. What was happening during March and September?
I talked to him and was giving him information for us, like where's my whereabouts and what I'm doing. Like I was still over there at that house. Now he didn't come over there at the time when I was staying there. That wasn't on me. That was on the parole officer. I was still staying at this house. My warrant didn't get put out since September. Why that warrant never wasn't put out in May, April, June, July, if that was the case, if I wasn't in contact with him, sir? Think about that. You saw me in March.
I think it looks like he was giving you enough rope to hang yourself.
I never had enough rope to hang myself. If I was in robbery with my parole officer, seeing him and paying him monthly, how can I have enough rope to hang myself and I never was on no charge?
And the same victim here who said she was lying about the charges told them that you did not reside at that address with her. So she was lying about that too, right?
Yes, sir.
She was lying and the parole officer was lying.
I never said it.
Now I got it.
About this, sir.
I got it. Okay.
Sir, can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, he never once, like the parole officer, every time Mr. Goins came there, Herbert was there. He always was there. And when me and him got into it, like I said, he'll go in the car and cool off. He always stayed at that address. It never was no other addresses. And I'm sorry this escalated and it went so far, and I apologize on my behalf. I didn't know it was gonna go this, get this serious, and I'm so sorry.
Are you still in a relationship with him?
Yes, that we planning to get married.
Okay.
I'm expecting twins right now. I'm due August the 10th.
Okay, any other questions?
I have no more questions.
And I do want to state for the record that Mr. Goins is a 5th felony offender. He should have known his rules. And there is plenty violence on his rap sheet. There is violence on the rap sheet. Not toward women, but they do have violence on the rap sheet. Okay, is the panel ready to vote?
I'm ready.
Ms. Barra?
All right, Mr. Moon, I find you guilty of violation number 3, number 6, number 9, and number 10. And I'm gonna recommend that your parole be revoked.
Ms. Tillis?
I concur with Mr. Barra.
Oh, do you want to close out, or do you have anything else to say? She did talk, but do you have anything else to say, Ms. Attorney, Ms. Harris?
Yes,
This the attorney.
yes, I'm,
No, Ms. Young.
Um,
What's going on?
I
Thanks
would
for
just
stopping
say
in. Parole one more time. These are
overall,
actually live today. Thanks for stopping in.
this is obviously a relationship situation that does need to be resolved between Mr. Moon and Ms. Harris. And I do not think a revocation would solve that. Mr. Pierce is a client advocate. He is part of, he's the reason why we have this service in our office, is to attack situations like this, because relationships do cause escalated situations. We weren't there. I would just to be honest, I wasn't there. Mr. Pierce wasn't there. The only people there was Mr. Moon and Ms. Harris. This is and I would just say they're already engaged with each other. They already have children with each other. They're both of them are they're raising these children together.
That's what scares me. That doesn't scare you? That
But-
they get ready to have twins and this the kind of relationship they got?
But the way to solve that is through services, through therapy. It's through services. It's not him sitting in jail, especially when she is having to raise twin newborns by herself if he gets revoked. That is the situation. And like I said, I understand that charges were well, there was an arrest, but charges were dropped, and now we're just stuck with this situation where it's a relationship between two people, where I believe, as an attorney, as a defense attorney, not just a defense attorney, but as a person, that this needs to be solved outside of the criminal system. This is a matter between two people. They do love each other, they have children with each other, and they are engaged. And it seems from Ms. Harris's words that they are planning on continuing that relationship where there's a marriage. That's a matrimony. That is a legal binding thing that's very serious. And if even
I'll have to
after
go back
all
and
of
watch
this
this later.
and
I
they're
just
still
walked in on this one.
deciding to go through with a marriage, I believe the best decision for not only for them, but for their children, is that their father is home, especially with two newborn children, where the most psychologically the most important time of their lives is literally when they're first born. They need their father. They not just only need their mother, they also need their father to be there too. So that's just that's just my point of view on that.
Yes, ma'am. Okay,
is there something else too? Like, I'm,
all of the testimony's over now. We're ready to vote.
I concur with Mr. Barra.
I also concur, Mr. Vira. I feel that you have violated the conditions of your parole, and I think at this time your parole needs to be revoked. Good luck to you, sir.
It's like cattle, ain't it? Next. So, revoked. Got the next one. Parole one more time. Again, we're live, you guys. Let me know how you're feeling on these cases. Got a couple people in the building. That's all right. We will take it. He got that weight, boy. Look at his ass. Does he look guilty to y'all? Does he look like he needs some? No. We'll be back, y'all. Parole one more time. Step out again.